Finn Russell shows why he should be the starting 10 for British and Irish Lions with a classy performance. But there was two other players that really put their hand up for me in this game to push their case to start for the British and Irish Lions when they play against the Wallabies. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this game, who played well, who didn't, who was your man of the match, what did you think of the performance, what did you think of British and Irish Lions performance, what did you think of the Western Force performance, were you at the game? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Kick On Rugby Channel. I'm your host, Dane Sherritt. If you're wondering, Wallabies fans, best and less, $40 for this retro jersey, long sleeve. Fantastic. I'm a Springbok fan, but couldn't miss out on getting one of these. Absolutely. So jump in, best and less, $40. Get your hands on a pair of that. All right, we'll jump straight into it. So massive result, 54-7. Pretty sure that was... Look, Western Force, I think, started really well. Strong, taking the ball to the line, had a lot of ball in hand, and were getting through their phases. The intensity was really high. Obviously, the British and Irish Lions come out firing, but Western Force came back with a bang to level the scores. But as the game went on and they were creating opportunities but not turning that into the points, British and Irish Lions were just absorbing that pressure. And whenever they got opportunities, they were scoring points. That scoreboard pressure just started ticking over and it just got out of hand for Western Force. But I will give them credit for that first half, really, the first 20 to 30 minutes, then maybe till the halfway mark. But after that, it was open floodgates and fantastic from the British and Irish Lions, but a valiant effort from the Western Force for sure. So British and Irish Lions, man, what a start. Finn Russell absolutely just calling the shots, balling out. Finn Russell flat at the line, ball in two hands with options either side of him is a scary sight and a lovely sight if he's on your team, because when he gets in that mood, it's really hard to stop, man. His decision-making right up at the line, fantastic. Elite. I think there was one where he might have hit the wrong player, hit him on the hip, and it was a knock-on. But other than that, he was fantastic. That's just a bit of timing, I think, and guys getting used to how Finn Russell plays. He was fantastic. So for Dan Sheehan's try, so he was in this phase play, I think he touched the ball like 3, 4, 5 times. And the last touch he did was that cross kick. Dan Sheehan with the overhead in the air catch and throw down. Lowe gets it. Dan Sheehan backs up, gets the offload, and Dan Sheehan down the touchline. It's iconic. Down the right touchline, it's iconic, and he goes over to score. That was fantastic play all round. Really, really good. And that's when you're looking at it, that's how this British and Irish Lions team can play. Suck you in, got options, your 10 is playing flat at the line, and then you've got a 10, a hooker, and a wing that can execute those little plays. Fantastic. You think of how rugby's evolved, right? To the point where a hooker is catching a cross kick over his head in the air, throwing it back down, then going support play again to collect an offload and score a try. Anyone says that rugby back in the day was better than it is now, you are lying, sir. Whenever was hookers that skillful? I'll wait. that was fantastic. And then, like I said, Western Force then had most of the ball in that first half, and they were pressuring their line, but credit to British and Irish Lions. They conceded right after they scored the try, but then after that, just defended their tails off. I thought Joe McCarthy did really well defensively in lineouts, but then defending mauls as well. There was one where they were pretty much going to score, Western Force, but Joe McCarthy somehow got through the middle there, got hold of the ball through the middle of a maul, and end up running 10, 15 meters. He was fantastic, but we'll get to him. I love that bit of play from Pollock for Williams' try. He's unreal. He does, like I said, he does everything a flanker needs to do, but then he can do the the X Factor stuff on top of that as well. So he gets the ball right up at the line, lovely little tip on. Josh Van der Fleer gets half a break. He's got the presence of mind to support play again, knows he's got a half break, comes around, runs that short, gets a lovely little short offload there, busts through, gets tackled. And what I loved about this was he didn't push the pass to Finn Russell there. Because if he tried that, it definitely wouldn't have gone to hand because it was not, the timing was off. He held it, waited, and then popped it up lovely for Williams and went over untouched. Presence of mind to firstly throw the tip on, then to play along, get this, be support runner, get that offload, then not to push the pass there, be patient and throw to someone who is in a better space or in a better place. Fantastic from Henry Pollock. He was really, really good. And that's when you talk about quality sides. That's 2 opportunities they had to score tries or score points, and they converted that into points. Fantastic. And like I said, Finn Russell had the ball on he had it on a string all game, just getting his hands on the ball more and more. And when you have your ball players like that are in a mood to play like how he was playing, it's just get as many touches as you can on the ball because he's going to hit the right options or he's going to execute those plays. He's talking to those guys. He's getting in the mood, and he was fantastic. A little bit of eyes up play from Finn Russell for Elliot Daly's first try, making as if he was going to kick to touch of a penalty, quick tap, dummy. He almost goes to score himself, but then gives it to Daly to score. And then just before halftime, just again, massive defensive efforts, absorbing that pressure, and just while Western Force were creating opportunities for themselves, British and Irish Lions defense was unreal. Yes, Western Force were in the 22 and pressuring their line, but they just stood up and made their tackles, stayed connected. And that's a big, big tick for Andy Farrell and his coaching staff, and for the players, of course. The support play for Williams' second try, unreal. And this is one thing that I said in the Argentinian game where they lost, was that they were very lateral on attack. I thought in this game a lot more direct, a lot more straightening of the line, not necessarily just the centers, but all players. Started with Finn Russell, straightening the line. You're keeping those defenders true. They can't just drift off you, because if you're drifting across the field, those defenders can just drift with you. If you're running straight, they have to wait for you. Otherwise, you can go straight through. And that's the way you create space out wide. They get little half breaks. They get the offload. Support players, when a break is made or a half break, they running towards the ball to get those little offloads, not staying out wide. And then just having quality players knowing that if a half break is made or a break is made, you need to chase up to be support. And that was a fantastic little support play, link up between backs and forwards for Williams to go over in the corner, and then looked like got an injury, a nasty little hammy or something. I hope it's not bad, because he got subbed off straight away from that. And man, it is a very, very quality side when Finn Russell's at the helm. And yes, I understand that Western Force is probably not as strong a opposition as Argentina was, for sure, but still you're more seeing how they can play or how they want to play as well, with Finn Russell running flat, got options either side of him, good option taking as well. And then a few of the other guys in the team that really put their hand up. And like I said, a lot more direct. It felt like they were a bit more in sync. Still so much more that they can improve on, absolutely, but definitely showing how they want to play. They want to play expansive. They want to play off 10, off 9 as well. And if you've got those guys, the right guys in those positions, and the timing is right, man, they're going to put some scores on, because while in the back end, they put 50 up on them, absorbed pressure really well. That was another thing that, like, while they were scoring points, their defense was really good as well. Only leaked 7 points. And that's a massive tick on attack and defense for British and Irish Lions and the coaching staff. So my 2 other guys that really put their hands up in this game for British Irish Lions to play or to start for them versus the Wallabies, because that's the 3 tests that you want to start off. Yes, you want to play as many games or whatever games you can, but you want to play in those big tests, one of those tests versus the Wallabies. Joe McCarthy and Henry Pollock. These guys were fantastic in this game. Both put their hands up massively on defense and attack. I thought Joe McCarthy was fantastic in the lineouts, defensively defending mauls, getting around the park, making strong tackles, and then with the ball in hand, strong carries, getting over that advantage line, and got through a ton of work. Then Henry Pollock, like I said, gets through so much work. Yes, got the yellow card, but still came on, played the rest of the whole game and was fantastic. Obviously set up that try for Williams with a lovely little tip on, so a line break assist. Then he got the line break and then the try assist there. He was just all over the park. He had the one little chip and chase moment as well that he regathers only someone like him can do. Fantastic. And like I said, he was really good defensively, but outstanding in attack. And for me, definitely put his hand up to be considered for the tests against the Wallabies. Him and Joe McCarthy, unreal. And great. I thought, who else put up their hands, who played well? James Lowe was good. Just looks it doesn't look like he can get out of third gear, but he's got a massive boot on him. He was fantastic. Like I said, Finn Russell was unreal. And yeah, that's it. A big, strong win that was, and they needed that off the back of their loss versus Argentina. And they march on. They've got the Reds on Wednesday and then Waratahs on Saturday. Can't wait for it. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Like I said, who played well, who didn't. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.